Hello or aloha, this is JilliBling. I have a project I'd love to share with you today using Timeless Tropical. We've had this in the catalog for 2 catalogs and used it last year for something different, and this year I'm going to use it for plain old Hawaiian greeting. I think last year we used it with the Love You More Than, the chocolate and the coffee, and there was just, oh, Mai Tais, that was for the Mai Tais. But look at these projects. Pretty, pretty. And there's dies for everything. So there are dies for the big flower. Well, I'll show you all the dies in just a minute. There's a die for a pineapple. I haven't used that yet, but it looks really cute. I've seen other people that use it. You know, I'm not always that much of a Hawaiian person. I love Hawaii, but I just don't do much stuff with Hawaii. So those are nice. Stamp set, great words in it. Here's the 2 samples. Blending brushes, we'll use those. On the inside, blending brushes for that, and then stamp over the top. Blends for the shadow, blends to fill it in, and that's it. So this project was cased from Stamp Review Crew, Nikki Spencer. Thank you, Nikki, for sharing. I love this project. Okay, let's get started. And this is all it takes other than the blends. Not bad at all. Usually there's lots of supplies it takes. Okay. So my chair, I have one of those ball that sits in the stand, and they said at the beginning, fill it up to this point and then go back the next day and fill it up more, but I liked right where it was, so I didn't fill it up more. It's been, and I got it because Ruby had it, and I sat on it. It's like, that's comfortable. And I never used the back of the chair. This one has a little back, but don't use it. So anyhow, using it for a few months now, and I was getting lower and lower, so much so that my elbows were down below the edge of the countertop. It's like, no, this isn't good. So filled it up, and now I am like a high rider. I feel like I'm in a truck or something. It's working good. It's a little bit harder. So after a little while, my bottom says, okay, enough of that. Anyhow, this is the first video I've done with it blowing up, and I'm taller. Maybe that's better. Maybe I'll show you stuff more close up. Okay, so blending brushes. And as you look at the sample, all that I'm really worried about is the outside part of the blending brush. That I could do better at making it smoother, but I don't need to because it's going to be covered up. All I'm worried about is how is it looking out here. It's looking good. Okay, so that's all we do for the outside blender brush. So for the inside, have a little mask. I'm going to go on this smaller paper. And how much sand do I want? I could have it way up here or down lower. I'm just going to put it right about there. Maybe a little bit more of a hill. Get some ink on it. Okay, so this is Pretend Ocean. And I do have a few heavy spots, which I don't like. So now that I haven't re-inked it, and there's less ink on here, I'm going to put a little bit more pressure on it, and that will use up the little bits of ink, but that's what makes it really soft. And I'm going to purposely try to wedge the brush bristles down into my little template to get a nice crisp line. Okay, look at that. So to do the rest, the sand, I'm not going to use a mask. I'm just going to do it just back and forth. So this is Bermuda Bay soft suede. I was going to use crumb cake or sand for the sand, but those ink pads are out being busy, so it's just going to be light, soft suede. So to get it soft, and with most projects that you're using the blending brush, rub it on your ink pad, and that's getting ink on all these little bristle tips. Can you see how it's all dark, all light down here and dark just on the tips, which is fine. But when you go to start, if you start directly on the paper, you'll get marks like this. So to avoid that, to get it to be really soft and smooth and gradual like this, start off of your paper, like right over here. So you'll go down right over here. So all of the ink on the tips is going to be deposited here, and then we'll just start picking up the lighter color. So start off the paper, and I'm doing a really light touch right now. You can see the color getting on there. So now that I know there's not that much color left on my bristles, now I'm going to put a little more pressure and maybe start doing some circular motions. And I'm fine with leaving the horizon between the water and the sand white. I kind of like that look. Also, when you're, let me just show you on here, when you're doing the sponging, we started out over here and then end up off of the paper, because when you do the, I don't want to say the word pivot, but when the bristles are going all this way, they're carrying the ink across smooth. When you transition to go the other way, that puts a lot of pressure over here, and usually there's a dark spot over here. So start over off the paper, on, and I'm coming way over here. See that bunch of ink? I don't want that on here. So that's why my strokes are outside of the paper area. I know, that's over explaining it. But if you don't get good results, you might know why now. Okay, there. Beach is done. So now let's put a tree, a palm tree, right on here. I'm going to do it in Memento, which will make a nice dark outline, and then I can color it in using the blends. Palm tree. And after doing a few of these, I found you really can't do wrong wherever you put your palm tree. If you put your palm tree right up on the horizon, that's fine. That looks great. That was my initial intent. But one of them I did a little bit lower, like this one. But when I made my own pretend little dune, it looks great. So to do the dune, I'm going to use suede markers. And just do and also this end is higher than that end. I'm going to pretend like I planned that. That's all it takes. There's nothing special about that swoosh. And then I'm just going to fill it in a little bit underneath with the lighter color. Maybe kind of go up at a point here. That's it. To do the tree, I'm going to use a dark suede to fill in the, you know what, I kind of want that to touch at least one of my palms. Okay, to fill it in, I'm using the dark suede, which will fill in so you don't see the water behind back here, and you don't see the sand down here. Makes it a little bit more uniform and a little bit more planned. Okay, and then for the palm leaves, so this one I did in Granny Apple Green, which I like. What did I do in this one? Granny Apple. This one I did with spruce. Spruce looks kind of good with this Bermuda Bay paper. So, how about jade? That's still in the blue family. Blue-green. So I'm starting in the middle. And I did quite a few of these already. Otherwise I would be tracing each of these little palm branches. And because I've done so many, I know that all gets covered up. So, jade light. So this one I'm going to go right on the branch and then down about halfway on the, what do they call those things? Not leaves, fronds? The palm leaves. I don't know. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you call those things. So using the two colors, you see a little bit of the darker hue on the inside, which makes it look like it's more lush and deeper in there. Okay. And there are awesome words in here. So on the outside it's going to say aloha. I keep using our friendship is timeless because I really like that. May your birthday be memorable. Rest and relax, you deserve it. All these are really nice. But I like that friendship one because I like how long it is. I like the font. And I put the black stamp pad close by. Memento. Should I do it? Okay. There. Shake it up. So the inside is done. So this one, the words are down there. This one, the words are at the top. It's a little bit brighter up here. I think because my trees are so high, it looks good down here. Having it go in the shaded part, I feel kind of artsy. Yeah. Oh, I struggle with this thing. Okay, inside. This is inside paper. You know, layers. Because we don't do cheap cards. We do them nice. Okay, so this is the one we sponged at first. And I'll put all the sizes for the cut paper on my blog. My blog is JilliBling.com. Okay, I think that's it for adhesive right now. I did notice I didn't gold strip, just a little bit, 5.5 inches, just like that. Little bit of sparkle. It's not sticking because I don't have sticky there. And I'm pulling it off. Okay, to stick sparkly paper, liquid glue. I'll do 2 strips. Try to make them thin. If it's too thick, it'll just be wet and it'll just fall off. Okay, now everything has sticky on it. Ooh, I might have worked myself into a problem here. Because this has sticky, this has sticky. Okay, it's right where I want it, but I think I'm stuck in place. Okay, don't do what I did. Okay, that looks good right where it is. I'm going to just let it dry. The adhesive will stay sticky, but I did a whoops. but that's okay. It's going to be just fine. So here's the card base. Inside will go Coastal Cabana layer, beautiful inside. Inside is done. Woohoo! Okay. So you think I could stick this on here? I'm going to try not to touch where I just glued it, because I know that's all that's holding it on. So this paper is 5.5. The card base is 5.5. So I'll put this corner in place. And that. And hopefully, when I let it go, it all lines up. It did. Today is a lucky day. Look at that. Okay, we're getting there. So for the flower paper, I'm going to do it in Memento, because you know how I like coloring with the blends. You could do watercoloring if you like. Oh, watercolor pencils, that might be nice too. Flower. Not good. I didn't get enough ink in here. Okay, so to remedy that, ink it. Now I'm worried about how much ink I got in there, so I'm going to use the corner of the stamp pad to make sure I get good coverage in the center. Whole thing again, and now the center. Okay, come on, come on. Better. Okay, so color that in. And then these are for 4 leaves and 2 flowers. These are, it just left me. Hibiscus is the big one, and this is Plumeria. I had to look it up. Oh, that one came out good. Makes me wonder if I should do my hibiscus again. Okay. And 4 leaves. And if you don't get good coverage on all of them, when you color it in and when you tuck them underneath the hibiscus, you can't tell. Wouldn't it be nice to go to Hawaii? Wouldn't it be nice to be on the beach, in a chair, with an umbrella, a good book, your toes in the sand? Okay, and an umbrella drink. I think I'm ready for vacation. We booked a trip to Cabo with the kids. I'm feeling really lucky lately because the kids are interested in vacationing. Maybe because they think we'll pay for everything. So this one I would like to use Flirty and Papaya. Mango and Saffron will be the flower centers. And Flirty Petal Saffron for the Plumeria. And Jade for the leaves. And cut them out using dies. Very convenient. Thank you, Stampin' Up. Leaves. Plumeria. Oh, and if you have this set to get the Plumeria to line up, I had to keep on spinning it around until I found where it fit. So you'll probably have to do the same too. It's like I think it's there, but that doesn't fit. Hey, look at the washi tape. I planned that. It has pineapple on it. Well, that's kind of cute. I wonder if it could go at the bottom. Okay, so spin it around for Plumeria and Hibiscus. Hibiscus. So I use the dies on all of these. And let me show you. It cuts them out pretty good. But if you don't get your die on there just right, it leaves a little bit too much white. Like, look how much white is here and not over here. So I've been ending up having to trim everything. So then I started thinking, why do I even run them through my machine if I end up trimming them anyhow? So if you could get it on straight, and if you don't mind a little bit of white, dyes are the way to go. Much quicker. Like the leaves, I think they look pretty good. This one is hand trimmed, so I guess I get just a little bit closer. So you know what? Like I said, I've been doing quite a few of them. I think, just a minute. I think I like this better. Okay, I like that. Don't tell anyone. Okay, things are done. And this is done in cherry, dark, poppy light, saffron, and a little bit of mango. It's pretty, huh? Let's build this project. Oh, and I need that aloha. The aloha is just a little die. Oh, and there are 4 dies for foliage. I like all of them. I'm not sure which ones go with these plants, but they're all good. Oh, and there's a palm tree and these 3 little flowers, which are cute. They don't match the stamps, but they're cute. Okay, so we have this. We need an aloha. Here's an aloha. Okay, so for the layout, okay, I'm going to wing it. Just wing it. I will put 3 dimensionals on the back of my flower, and I'm putting them in the center so that I could tuck the leaves in. So how about there? And the leaves, I'll put 2 once again in the center because I still need to tuck other stuff underneath. Those colors are really pretty together. I kind of chopped off the end, so this one is going to come down here. This one, you could still see the end of the leaf, and I'll have that showing. Just like that. Okay, maybe not. I like this sparkly. Okay, so for my plumeria, I will put 2 dimensionals, which will hold it just fine, but if I need to tuck stuff in, I can. I'm not sure if I want it on top of the leaves or underneath them. The flowers are really pretty. I like the blue shading showing. Okay, so for aloha, this one, I know it's going to be covered, most of it, so it's okay that I tore a little bit. I'm going to just tuck it underneath a little bit more because I want room for my aloha. Okay, so I'll use liquid glue. Ooh, that one is bright compared to this poppy and red one. And I'm going to put the liquid glue on thin. So if you're using liquid glue on something that you just did the blending brush on, the blending brush, the ink is dye-based, which is water-soluble. The reason I say that is because if I set it right here and decided I wanted it lower, where the liquid glue hits the blending brush ink area, it would alter the softness of the blending brush ink. How about right here? Down here? Down here. Not even going to worry about the blending brush. So right here I have a little bit of a puddle. If I did that up in here, it would, I could show you. So if you get a little bit of glue on the part where you blending brushed, and then you kind of smeared it to get it gone, see what it did to the ink? And that's just a minor case. I've made it really bad before. Not good. So if you're aware of it, it'll be no problem. Okay, it's dry. Dry enough. Okay, so let's put some little solid colored leaves. And this is one of the dyes, and I did this one in garden green. And then 3 of these. That's the icing on the cake. Okay, so where should they go? This one I did a couple down here and one up here. Where's that other sample? Here I did, oh, this one I was trying to make it kind of like a spray of flowers. So I did the one up here and down here to accentuate the longness of it. I should have a plan first. I don't even know what these leaves are supposed to be to. I'll pretend like they're part of this thing. Oh, that looks kind of good. I like that one there. Okay, so this one will go here, underneath. That one can tuck in up there. Maybe I don't know. No, it looks funny. Okay, maybe this one kept 2. I'm just guessing. I don't know. I think I need to study Hawaiian flowers. Maybe a 2-month vacation in Hawaii to study the flowers. I don't know where that one should go yet. Okay, well, because they're glued, that is where they'll go. So now for the gold. Okay, I'm going to put glue right down the middle of them and just on the bottom 2 vein areas, because I'm fine if it pops up a little bit. Pretty. And at one point I had some thinner gold glitter paper, and that's what I'm using here. It's really thin, and it looks similar. On this I used the Stampin' Up! White. But I have so much of this, I wanted to use it up. What's nice about it is you can run it through the machine with the die, 2 of them at a time. So, if you're somebody who has the box, the thinner gold paper does have some good points. I really do like the Stampin' Up! Gold best. Okay, so there it is. Well, that didn't take long. This project is done. So here they are. What do you think? I will put everything on my blog, which is JilliBling.com, including all products used in paper cut sizes. So that's it for today. Aloha! I hope you have many umbrellaed drinks. Bye.